Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton, and joining me on the podcast today, it's our Lothario lawyer, Derek Kaufman.
What do you got cooking in the court system for me today?
Cooking in the court system today, Alec Baldwin, clap back. He's saying, you sue me, I sue you.
Ooh, the plot thickens.
Rihanna has an amazing new gig. She is partnered with the Paris Olympics. Everything she does.
She retired and she's gotten bigger and bigger.
It's actually
incredible to me.
It's incredible. Things not looking good for Kyle and Mauricio. He was seen kissing someone else, and then she removed wife from her Instagram bio.
Depends whose perspective you say. It's looking real good for Mauricio.
Yeah, absolutely. And our almost news is a pretty good one, actually. You know the guy who won $2 billion on Powerball?
Legend.
He's even more of a legend now. He's got a model new girlfriend. He's riding in big cars. Oh,
I got theories about this I want to talk about, so I'm glad that's in the lineup.
What's your theory? That
there's no theory. Well, it's not exactly a theory, but it's he is so lovable because most people who win the lottery retreat and they become like hermits. They don't want anyone to know how much money they have. He's living like he's kind of Donald Trump-esque, you know? He's like got gold stuff. He buys lots of houses. He's living the dream.
Movies will be
Openly.
written about like this
I
life.
love it. Yeah.
But to begin with, let's talk about Alec Baldwin because he's now clapping back. He wants to sue the prosecutor, the sheriff of Santa Fe, because they might have concealed evidence which would have helped his defense.
That's the other shoe dropping in this case, because when you saw what happened in that courtroom, that Harvey, Jason and I's jaws were on the floor. I've never seen mid-trial something thrown out with prejudice because of prosecutorial misconduct for hiding evidence. Alex Spiro just destroyed this witness, said, "Where on earth is this piece of evidence?" And she said, "I was instructed to put it under another case number." Monumental failure, monumental problem with the prosecution's case that the judge excoriated them and said, "I have no choice but to throw this out and you may never prosecute Alec Baldwin again." Now you're seeing the fallout from this because Alec Baldwin, who has been put through hell, whether you like him or not, I'm not a big fan. I've never been a big fan of Alec Baldwin, so I was sad to see this thing get thrown out. Because,
Right, me too.
But, you know, if he was wronged by prosecutors in this way, he could have civil relief. He could sue them and say, "You maliciously prosecuted me because I'm a big-time Hollywood actor." Now, I want to be clear. This is not a lawsuit yet. What this is called a document preservation notice. It's as dry as you can get. It's you send this before you litigate against someone to kind of threaten them and say, "Hey, we were thinking of pursuing maybe a case against you, so go ahead and save all your emails, save all your documents. If you shred anything, we're going to be real upset."
Yeah.
And now you really are put on notice that if you try to get rid of stuff, we're going to come after you and say you spoliated evidence is the technical term.
Spoliated, not exfoliated.
No, that's what you do to your face. But they're basically putting them on notice, like don't throw anything away because it might be relevant to our case against you, and they could sue for big damages.
So if there's evidence that they knowingly put some live rounds of bullets, which would have helped Alec's defense because it would have made it clear that there was an unsafe set. If they took those bullets and purposely, not accidentally or whatever,
to screw over Alec's
screw
ability
him,
to defend himself,
then now they're screwed.
They can be liable. Yes, these cases are very, very rare. They're even more rare that they're successful, but they do exist. It's called malicious prosecution, but they have to prove those two things. One, they intentionally hid the evidence, and two, they intentionally hid it in order to screw over Alec Baldwin. Now, remember, the prosecutor is going to say something along these lines. "Yeah, there are a lot of bullets on the set. The only ones we cared about were the ones in the church or the ones in the gun. They were strewn across this set, but the case against Alec Baldwin was about whether he should have looked in the gun, whether he should have pointed the gun, and these stray bullets don't have anything to do with that question, so we put them in a different case to organize things because we got a lot of balls in the air. We were also prosecuting Hannah Gutierrez-Reed."
Objection.
Yes.
You're screwed, man. You are screwed.
I like you. I like you.
I don't think it's going to work out for them.
It's going to be tough. They're in a very awkward position, and these are the dice that they rolled when they went against Alec Baldwin, who's a fancy guy with fancy lawyers, very wealthy, and Alex Spiro wants his pound of flesh now. And Alec Baldwin, who's had to reach into his pocket to pay these fancy lawyers, is like, "Hey, they screwed me over. I didn't even have to like go to a jury. Is there any way I can collect from this bad conduct? And Alex Spiro's like, yes, keep paying me and we'll sue them.
Right.
So this will be interesting. I do think he might go for it. Maybe Alex Spiro does it on contingency so that Alec Baldwin doesn't have to keep paying legal bills. I don't know how it works depending on the strength of the case. But this is a big development. Now, let me ask you something practical outside of the legal realm. You think it's smart for Alec Baldwin to now file a lawsuit against the sheriff and the prosecutors and keep the Rust case in the news, or should he walk away?
Look, I wouldn't say it's smart because, yeah, you continue the story, but we know Alec Baldwin, like, he's spiteful and he will want to get his pound of flesh.
He's got an ego, right? And he also has had a lot of money, and there's an arrogance to him. I think even he would probably say that.
Yeah.
But dude, just go do your reality show. You won.
Well,
You're out of this.
But this is the reality show now, man.
This is true.
You need things to do in reality shows, and like
they bring their 14 children to court every day.
If I was TLC or wherever it's landing, I would say let's keep this trainer rolling.
Yeah.
And I want to shoot all the behind the scenes. I want to, let's get your lawyer on the reality show.
The Baldwins go to Santa Fe.
It's
take
gonna
the whole crew.
It's going to be a great show.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, on to our next story. Rihanna, she's just inked a fantastic new deal. So Fenty Beauty is partnering with the Paris Olympics. It's insane that Rihanna just like she'll partner with like USA, like the whole country now. Like she'll be like making our uniforms or something like that.
Yeah, isn't she from Barbados too? Like
True.
It's strange in that sense, but she is just such an icon. She is retired from music life a while ago now, but she has this $3 billion empire that we don't cover as closely, but it exists out there. She is a mogul, man.
Yeah.
Like there are companies that are publicly traded that are worth way, way less than her beauty empire. And to get this kind of deal with the Olympics, it's really the top of the heap, right? Because this is a global event. You get the most eyeballs. Yes, the Super Bowl has more viewers, but it's a very American event that is watched around. When you're like, a sponsor of the Olympics, that's used to be the stuff of Coca-Cola, the biggest companies in the world. Now Fenty Beauty's going to be on it.
But what are they doing? They're supplying like the lip gloss to the sort of runners or something. You know what I mean?
So glammed up. Have you ever seen Sha'Carri Richardson? She looks
True,
fabulous.
true.
I could easily see her with Fenty Beauty products on, and she's an incredible runner and really teaming up with Rihanna. It's awesome. I mean, there's a photo of her outside of the Eiffel Tower. Did you notice, however, though, that it was taken from a photo that A$AP Rocky was initially in, but he's scrubbed out?
Oh, she cropped out A$AP.
Cropped out A$AP.
Oh,
so
no.
while like Rihanna is a massive global icon, and A$AP Rocky is no slouch, he ain't a global icon.
Yeah.
And when Mama goes to earn that bread, sometimes A$AP can't come along.
But I mean,
I thought that was interesting.
At least they're both going to get to be like at the opening ceremony now and all the events they want to go to.
He's also got a little negative energy. He's got the shooting case and all of that kind of stuff that he deals with. So when you have something with the Olympics, you want very clean brand. You don't want any controversy. And so maybe she was like, you got to sit this one out, honey. Why don't you watch the kids? Mama's going to the shot put.
Okay, on to our next story. Mauricio Umansky, he was seen locking lips with a woman in an airport. And it wasn't his wife, Carl.
Man, she's a treat, though, huh?
It's this beautiful blonde lady. There's still speculation over who it might be, but
it's a passionate kiss.
What's clear is that he's moved on. And in response to this, Kyle has scrubbed the word wife from her Instagram bio. We live in like the world of social media. When someone follows someone or unfollows them or likes a photo, we kind of read into it. Yeah. Scrubbing wife from your bio.
It's the biggest thing you can do.
It's
after breakups, you take down pictures. This is when you change your description, Mauricio has changed who she is with this action.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that's your identity. Those little commas, mom, actor, author, producer, animal lover. What if she scrubbed animal lover and all of a sudden she went real dark?
She went out on the shooting range, hunting big game in South Africa.
Her next to a big dead elephant. if this just rocks her entirely. But yeah, Mauricio she's no longer identifying herself in relation to Mauricio as his wife. And it's a big step. I mean, there's a 27-year marriage. There's a sadness to this all. But Mauricio, man, mid-50s, always been a very, very good-looking guy. There's always been rumors of rockiness in their relationship. But now that there's a split, it's public, it's on the show, they've played out the storylines, he's out there getting it.
Look, I kind of love this for him. he's lived a life already. He's had a family.
They raised a beautiful family.
His kids are grown. You know, I think a lot of times you hear about parents staying together for the sake of the kids until they're grown. Well, that's happened now. He's famous. He's got his own TV show. He's on Netflix. He's rich because he's that real estate agent.
Yeah.
And I think like
the kids work at the agency.
If the marriage wasn't working for you on a romance or sexual or whatever level, he's now decided, okay, it's time for my next chapter. I'm going to bang this hot blonde.
Yeah. I mean, we like to think of marriages as like forever. Obviously, that's in the vows, but they've successfully raised the family. You know, then there becomes this long leg of just companionship. You know, Nixie and Carter, my kids, Peach, and your child to be will grow up and they'll leave the house, and then you're just left with Aaron, and I'm just left with Mare. And
wow, you make it sound so exciting.
And then you just wake up and you look at them and you're like, we did a good job, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to continue this? Do you want to like hang out with me always? I always sometimes think, maybe Mary doesn't like, I'm smelly and like I annoy her and stuff. So maybe she would.
You're a catch, bro.
I'm a cat.
I don't think Mary could ever get someone like you.
No, man, look at it. I'm the big spoon.
You're the big spoon.
We're gonna be great. But some marriages after a while, they're just like, well, we did a good thing. The kids are all right.
And I don't think that should
Let
be.
me go kiss this blonde.
I don't think that should be judged as, the marriage failed then, to be honest.
Think
like,
so either.
It lasted nearly 30 years and you raised kids and you're both like really successful professionally. Time to turn a new leaf.
Let's stop putting forever and sickness and health in the vows. Let's just say, let's ride this for a while.
Yeah.
If we said that during the vows, let's ride this until the kids go to college. It would be still touching. That's a long time.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to our wives. We love you guys.
We love you all.
Forever and ever. Forever and ever. Okay, onto our almost new segment here. Edwin Castro. He's the guy that won $2 billion Powerball dollars. And now he has bought a new house, he's bought new cars, and he's got a new girlfriend. Her name is Peyton Vincent. She's a model, lo and behold.
Can I tell you what he's living? He's living the Scarface dream. I've been thinking a lot about this. So Edwin Castro was a nobody. He wins a $2 billion Powerball jackpot. And you remember in Scarface, you ever seen it? He says, first you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women.
Oh.
And he's doing it in order. He's like, I got the money. I got the power. I own now a portfolio of real estate. He went out and bought so many houses, $47 million house in the Hollywood Hills, which is like a bachelor kind of pad.
Yeah.
But a massive one. And, that's the dream. And he doesn't need to hide that, right? Some people are like, oh, you shouldn't, be showy about your wealth. Hangers-on will come after you. There's a lot of sort of cautionary tales about winning the lottery. And Edwin Castro's like, yo, bro, I have so much, it won't go anywhere.
Right.
I'm good, and now I got a hot piece with me.
Yeah, if you scurry away $50 million and put it in an investment, and then I got nearly $2 billion. How am I going to blow? How can I blow this money?
Yes.
And this Peyton person is like, oh, I'll help you.
Do you know just $100 million in a savings account these days will make $5 million a year without even touching the $100 million, and that's just $100 million. So $1 billion would make I'll help you out. $50 million a year.
Wow,
that would just be the cream on top. He could just scoop that up, and he could buy a $47 million mansion each year.
But did he have to pay a bunch of tax?
Sure. If $2 billion jackpot, so let's say half of it's gone. Maybe he's only got $1 billion.
So he's only got $1 billion.
Oh man. $1 billion is such a staggering amount of money. Even though we have seen those amounts these days, and you see Jeff Bezos has hundreds of billions, it's beyond comprehension.
Yes.
So he's going to be all right. It's hard to go through that much money. It really is.
If you won $2 billion today, how would your life change?
I'd be in Mykonos. There'd be a blonde who picked me up.
Did Mary dye her hair?
Oh, yeah, it's Mary. Mary's there, and she dropped me off at the airport, and she went blonde. All right, I'm there right now. I'm there.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, because this guy's like, you ever see that movie Slumdog Millionaire?
Yes.
It's just interesting when someone who has no money,
enjoys it.
Gets his money and enjoys it. Yeah.
Would you rather him go talk to financial advisors and put it in a Fidelity account?
No.
Go buy the mansion.
Sometimes I worry. I don't know if I just say this answer to sound cool, but sometimes I think I wouldn't want to win $2 billion.
Yes.
If I could just live my life right now, sitting here on the podcast with you, or
it
if
would stress you out.
It might stress me out. It'd change my life just so profoundly that when my life was done sort of change, it'd be fun for a few years, right?
Yes.
But when my life was done changing and I didn't really have or need a job, then like, what's your motivation? What's your purpose? Like, that's what I kind of think. Like, it's good to wake up with a bit of hunger and you need to go to work today because you have to feed your family. If you don't need to do anything,
What's your purpose?
what you do nothing,
There's
and
no
then
drive.
you get a bit depressed because you're
Can I
not.
tell you something? This is a mental trick we've all played on ourselves. I'm all about hunger and struggle, and that's what builds character. But let me tell you something.
Tell me.
There's a new study out that's like, hey, remember how people said money doesn't equal happiness? And there's a study that says, yeah, it does.
Really?
Yes, that people with massive amounts of wealth have higher, satisfaction with life. All other things being equal. If you just add money to your life, you wouldn't lose all that stuff. You would still love Aaron. You'd still love Peach. You'd still get on the floor. You'd still be a human. You'd just be someone who the world is your oyster. And you could say,
Yeah,
let's get jet skis today.
You'd pick a new purpose.
You pick a new purpose.
Just pick one.
You would. And so I want you to now know that you should be more depressed than you are.
Right, okay. Okay, even more? Okay, Derek, thanks for joining me, mate.
Always fun, man.
And we'll see you guys here next week. Goodbye.